Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Happy May the 4th. So what are we going to talk about today? We're not going to talk about Star Wars, unfortunately, if that's why you clicked on this video. No, because of all the excitement of Star Wars, I completely forgot about the season finale to Marvel's Moon Knight. So I just finished watching it. I have some things to say. I think for this video, I'm not going to go into spoilers, so I know I usually talk about spoilers when everything finishes up and I give a spoiler warning, but honestly for this one, I'm not. I won't get into spoilers. I'll try to keep this very non-spoilery, so have no worries. But for those of you that do not know, the entire season of Moon Knight is now available to stream on Disney+. It's only 6 episodes, so if you haven't watched it, or if you haven't watched the finale, go watch it, and then you can come back and see what I thought of it. So, Moon Knight as a whole, the things that I liked about this show was that it was very unique, it was very different. I love the whole Egypt setting. I know that Oscar Isaac gets a lot of crap from X-Men Apocalypse, you can judge me in the comments though. I actually liked X-Men Apocalypse. I thought it was a really good movie, and I thought he did a good job. I mean, I really did enjoy it, and I wish he would stop getting, picked on for that, because I still think it was just a really good movie. But now he's trying something different. He's now in the MCU as Mark and Steven and Moon Knight. So I like the idea of where this was going, and when the show started, I was immediately hooked. I was immediately curious to where this was going to go. But once we start getting into like the middle and even the final episode, and I'm sure there are videos that can explain all this, I just got very, very confused. Like, usually I'm able to point out certain things, like with all this superhero stuff, but this is probably the first time, in terms of like an MCU project, where I, honest to God, have no idea what was going on in certain things, like what is going to happen. Like, it's all like, I couldn't give you a straight answer. But as a show, this is not bad. Moon Knight is not a bad show. In fact, it's a really good show. The big negative for me is the story. From the jumping points of the story to where some episodes go, it's just very confusing to me. There were times throughout the episode where I would sit there like this, and I'd be like, okay, we're there, but now we're here. Like, what's going on? That's my main criticism with it, but I get why they kind of did that in terms of like, the multiple personality story. I totally get that. But for me, it was just a little too confusing. The characters though, I love the characters. I think Oscar Isaac always does a great job. Layla was great. Ethan Hawke's character was great. I love the design for Khonshu. Like, I love the whole Egypt setting, and I am a fan of X-Men Apocalypse, so I already liked how it kind of gave you that little bit of a feel. Music was good. Visually, it's a Marvel show, so the visuals look pretty good. The fight scenes were pretty well done as well. The final episode, the big fight in the finale, it has its moments. I don't think it's anything to the point where I'd be like, oh my God, that was amazing. Like, I still think like some of the other Marvel shows have done and set up their final fights a little bit better. WandaVision being a really good one. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier as well. What If, each episode had its own moments. I'm trying to think. Hawkeye. Yeah, Hawkeye was really good. I loved the whole setup with Hawkeye. That was really good. This one, it's cool looking. I love the character, but as we tend to get towards the end, I'm just like, really? That's how we're ending it? Like, because I'm pretty sure this is still listed as a limited series, so, as far as like a decent ending for this series, if it is a limited series, then, I'm not completely satisfied with it, unless, they reveal in the next couple hours or day that it is going to have a season 2. Then okay, then I'm curious to see where this story goes and where this character goes from how it all wraps up. Because again, I don't think this is a bad show. I just think that the story needs to be worked on a bit. A couple friends of mine who I talked to said that the pacing was a little rough. That I can agree with. I think after maybe episode 2, like the pacing of this just kind of goes all over the place. And I just wasn't truly 100% satisfied with the ending. I thought the ending was going to be completely different. But yeah, that's really all that I can say for Moon Knight. Do I think it's like another successful Marvel show? Oh, absolutely. The one thing that I like with Marvel Studios and the MCU with their Disney Plus shows is that I'm always excited to watch a new episode. I'm always ready to sit down on the couch, or when I wake up to get ready for work, sit down with my iPad, watch a new episode. I always look forward to these new shows. And Moon Knight definitely, had me excited for each and every week to see a new episode. But I guess in the end, I was a little bit more disappointed with this just because of how confused I was. And if there are those that know more about it, please let me know in the comments below, and maybe you can explain some stuff that I didn't understand, because I would love to hear, because I'm still just juggling with all this stuff going on. But regardless, I still think that it's not bad. It's not it's not like a failure or anything. It's still a really good entertainment thing to watch, and I think the cast, the visuals, and the concept of this show really makes you interested and want to watch it from beginning to end. But part of me is actually hoping that we get a season 2, because I would like them to really explain more of this stuff. But if it's just a limited series and he's going to show up in the movies, then yeah, I welcome it. I would be very excited to see Oscar Isaac in an actual MCU movie. I think that'd be really cool. But I hope that the writing and pacing of this just gets a little bit better, and hopefully just more of our questions get answered. That's the big thing for me. So I'm going to grade the first season of Moon Knight, even if it might be a limited series or not. I'm just going to say Moon Knight Season 1. I'm torn between a C+ and a B-, but again, it's not, and I've been given a lot of these. I'm going to give it a B-. It's interesting. It's cool looking. I love the characters, and I don't think it was bad. Aside from me being confused, I have to acknowledge the fact of the goodness of what this show does. And if I give it a C+, then, I think that's being a little bit too much. So I'm going to give it a B-. We're getting a lot of B-minuses lately. But that's just me looking over all the things that I like and, not really adding in much of those negatives, because that's really my only negative with this show. It's just it left me confused. And that's just more of a me thing. But I don't think me being confused would result for it getting a lower grade. So I'm going to give it a B-. If you're curious about the show, definitely give it a watch, because, it is connected to the MCU, whether you like it or not. So you probably need to watch it. All episodes are available right now. And who knows, you may know more about this than I do, because I, in general, don't know anything about Moon Knight. I know very, very little. So that's why I'm still very confused about it. But if the show comes back for a season 2, I will definitely be watching it. I would be very excited to see where it goes. But if not, I hope he appears in the MCU films, because I think that'd be really cool. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please enjoy May the 4th. I know I will. And then tomorrow you guys can expect a first reaction on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I am very excited for that. Definitely looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great time, and you can expect a first reaction video to that. Sometime in the early evening is when you can look forward to that. And I think I have a surprise review coming up maybe on Friday. I haven't really decided yet. But those are my thoughts on Moon Knight. Leave a comment down below if you can explain some of the stuff to me. And I will see you guys next time for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. See you guys.